aware. Worksheet sounds like, oh God, something with a lot of, no, it's just judge your neighbor, write it down, ask for questions, turn it around. That's it. But it is an exercise in stillness as you fill in the worksheet and sit in these questions. So I can't function, turn around in that situation in the kitchen. I can function. No one's stopping you. And boy, is that, if you're not into winning and losing, if you're into just being awake and aware, part of what you can see is your parents' joy that you're living with some really good people. Some really good people. I'm not guessing. They're supporting you there. Through all that you describe that is so worrisome for you. Like your a job and moving out and all of that. In the meantime, they're just, there they are. There they are. And what do they get from you? The look. Yeah, it's like if there's a downer in the family, it's not them in that situation.
I guess I just wondered if I've been using the work too much as an excuse to avoid.
I would drop the I guess. And when you're using the work for anything, it would not be my work, this work. That would be guessing. We find a little freedom in the work, a little freedom, and then we just go on from there like, oh, I get it, oh, I get it, oh, I get it. Well, no, we don't. Sometimes we move it from our head to paper, then we get it if we're really meditating in those 4 questions. In other words, really serious about the answer that meet those questions within us. It takes very open mind and the love of truth. Not fake news, real deal from you, not the rest of the world. No one can cost you your freedom, but you, and that's innocent. No one's guilty. We're just asleep. And that's what makes it so beautiful, even though we're terrified. There is that immovable that I refer to as the heart, the immovable wisdom, immovable goodness. And the work takes us there. In other words, supports us out of the trance. And we don't think what I just said about it. We're freed up. But then, as love would have it here in Earth School, the next thing comes in, and the next thing comes in. A worksheet a day keeps hell away. And look at the energy that you spend on worry when you could be out just taking any job. It could be there are a lot of jobs that are going to happen to support other people. And that's where we're all at our best if we're not full of fear.
I don't think I can do enough.
That's going to be good. What, honey?
I don't think I can do enough worksheets to there is just no.
I know from experience. What I did, one belief at a time, one worksheet at a time. No more, just one. When that's done, just one worksheet at a time, not 2, 1. And when that's done,
when life is like
one worksheet at a time. The ego will just say, like, it's just another symbol of what you described originally. It's hopeless. There's it's like they're going to take you to hell, and something terrible is going to happen, and it just did in your head in that moment. So move that situation from your head and to paper and meditate in the 4 questions. My mind always goes, or not. This is Earth School. This is a gift. We don't have to do this. But, when we're fearful, we hurt people. Like, look at how you treated your dad in that situation. Did you give him the look, or did you, what? Look at you and how you react when you believe the thought in that situation. Gosh.
Yeah.
We're an enemy of happiness in that situation. Now, I'm not into right or wrong or anything. It's just there's happiness there, and I'm in hell. And that's on me. That's all I'm saying.
It's just like I'm trying to build like more support into my life, get a job, and I just feel like I keep just falling back on the work.
Maybe your job is to get clear enough where nothing stops you from going out and get a job. I had a thought, get a job, and I just went out there. Like today, I picked up 2 really nasty pieces of paper and on the ground downtown on my morning walk. And people walk around that kind of thing. No, I've got a job. I picked it up, walked till there was a receptacle. I'm employed all the time, and I miss a lot of things. That's how I know it's not my job to take care of it. That way, everything it's manageable. My job is to have a happy life and hang out with people I love, and which happen to include the people that I love, happen to include the people I didn't love before the work found me.
Am I using it to stay in a situation that's too hard on me? Am I using it to avoid calls to action, like you have to blow the whistle, you have to take your story to government? No thanks, I'd rather do the work and wait for clear mind.
No,
but this is time sensitive.
I'm someone looking for a job, and it shows up everywhere. Yeah, and I've heard that thing, like I'm in trouble if I don't turn in the people that I know about or love and care about, that may be suspect to know what citizenship. Okay, that's that's just not my gig. Only my fear. Unless I was in agreement of something like that. And I don't know, it's just that I happen not to be so I guess they just have to take me away or whatever the penalty is. But that's okay. It's okay, because what I'm thinking and believing is always going to be the cause of my fear. Because for all I know, the people taking me away are more fearful of not taking me away than I am of being taken away. You understand? Your fear is contagious. Your health is contagious. And again, this is nothing any of you have to do. Yeah, but we're going to do. You're in Earth School. It's just, what's it going to be? But fear is it's a trance. It's a trance. And I invite none of you to believe me, but to test it for yourself. Because this is not something I can give you or anyone can give you. This is only something you can give you. So self-inquiry isn't about saving your life or anything, or even to end fear. Just, it's for people with very open minds that want to be free from suffering. That's a way of saying free from fear, so that is so. So, sweetie, I think you're on to something, but the way your parents give to you, you expect it from everywhere. So while you've got a home and people that love and care about you, make it your job to get yourself squared away, because we're talking about, here you are on this program. So I feel free to share these things with you. Just take care of you, because your parents can't, and politics can't, and people with solutions can't, but you can. And get a facilitator that doesn't leave you with feel-goods. And if you're not open to the question, then, if you're open to the questions, call this person that made a difference in your life. But are they really in the 4 questions and turnarounds, or just trying to support you to feel better? And, oh boy, again, all of you, the helpline's free. And they care about your freedom because you live in them. Who they believe you to be is, they're very open to, they've done their work. And then that would leave you to do your work, and that would leave you to work with other people who are fearful. Because this thing, it's all about the money, and what is the money for, so they don't have to fear again. And then you have all the money in the world, and you're still fearful. So the thing that it's all about is just whack-a-doodle. Whack-a-doodle, whack-a-doodle. You have it all, not enough. It is the ego sphere of death. That's what we're dealing with, the ego sphere of death. And it has a right to fear death because it's not a thing.
In progress.
It's a state of mind. It's not this. It's a state of mind. Just as you are. Thank you, honey. You are just so cool of you to just sit in this with an open mind. And that, boy, just make that your job, because you're good at that.
I try. I love it. I just thought I'd done enough, and then a whole new batch of stuff came in. And
just say, okay, so you wait over there. I'm working with this one now. And they go, yeah, but me, just put that worksheet away, do this worksheet, do me. No, just thank you for sharing, and love the one you're with. That worksheet you start. Sit in that. Even if it takes you a week to get from 1 to 6 on that worksheet. Love the one you're with. And but this and this, and this is much more important, and this is really nothing. I get it. I'll do this worksheet over here. No, just love, this is ego talking. It wants to move you away from its death of I. And what is ego? A state of mind. And what can you do with that state of mind? For me, it is this work, and my ego found a home in my heart that it could trust and live in without the fear of being annihilated. It's where body and mind, not two, not even one, it's no need. It's free.
And is there any situation where we might just say, this is beyond my spiritual evolution, I can't go this far, I need to leave this situation, or this is too much heat, I gotta get out?
Well, when you have to get out, when you're walking out the door.
Great. Great.
So until then, you don't have to get out. Obviously, you're not out. You're not walking. You're too fearful. Your parents will back you. So, you're living with some good folk. They just have different, people see it differently. Yeah, it's like, I'm not happy till they agree with me, till they see it. I'm like, no. States of mind. And the ego offers up all kinds of reasons for, apparent valid reasons of why I'm right. And all together now, 1, 2, 3, war. War with the self, war with the world. War with the people we love and care about and live with, and war with the world. But it begins with war. The war with itself. The war. Doesn't, I can say it's an illusion, and that is 100% correct, but that's not helpful. What is that? What does that mean? So, judge your neighbor, write it down, ask more questions, and turn it around or not. It's an exercise in stillness. Thank you, honey, for speaking out for so many of us. Yeah. Okay, Andres.
Hello, Katie.
Hello.
So, I'm a little bit fearful to present this, so Here we go.
Yeah, so honey, are you sure you don't want to do it with a facilitator? Because if you don't want this posted, I'm good with that too.
No, we're here. I'm fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm resentful because my ex-wife has rejected me again.
So she, and the situation?
Well, we're talking, and we we saw each other at this concert, and I'm kind of going over what we've lived in the last month or so, and I'm saying, hey, do you want to figure out if this can work or not? And she's not having it, and every time she says that, I'm more, how do you say? I'm insisting more and more.
Okay, and you're at the concert. Are you standing or sitting?
Standing.
You're standing, and is there music in the background?
Yes, there is.
Okay, and what is the noise level as the two of you are talking?
It's not that loud for being a concert. For some reason.
So you're comfortable. You don't have to raise your voices for this discussion?
Well, it's probably not the place to have that discussion. It's not in a coffee house or anything.
Well, the reason I'm asking is in a situation like that, focus is moved. You're a question. She came to hear the concert, so she's already split.
Right.
Also, you are costing her for what she paid to get into or made the time to get into that concert. And you're asking her serious questions, and she's there to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And you're pulling her into a, and I don't know that this is the case, but I'm hearing,
Probably.
Yeah, it's so when I say, anchor in that time and place, you're at the concert, and are there people around you?
Yes.
Okay. And you ask her if she wants to work on your relationship, and And she rejected it. Okay, with all the information we've just discussed, keeping in mind there's a concert going on that she wanted to attend. In other words, all the information, be there now. You asked her if she wanted, if she wants to work on the relationship. She says no. She rejected you again. Is it true? She said no. Did I get that right?
She said, "Why would I?"
Oh, that is so good. So and so she said, "Why would I?"
Right.
So anchored there in that situation, concert, music, the question, and she said, "Why would I?" She rejected you. Is it true?
No. She posted a question.
So just be with that. And by the way, you may be discovering right now, that was a really important question. Why would she?
Right.
It's a great opportunity for you. To meet that question with answers that are valid. Why would she? She rejected you. Is it true?
She asked for me to question that back.
So she rejected you. Is it true? No. She met your question with an answer.
With a question?
With a response, yes.
Right.
So she didn't say no.
She didn't.
Now notice how you react in that situation when you believe the thought. She rejected you again.
Well, I closed down. I feel rejected.
Yeah, but what does it look like when you feel rejected? To feel rejected, you have to...
Yeah, I feel used, victimized, anger, judgmental, resentful.
Yeah, now notice how that shows up when she says, "Why would I?" Notice, look at you from her eyes when you're experiencing what you just described to us.
Well, up at this level, like I double on it, on the anxiety and the controlling, I guess. Like I double down on wanting the answer I want to not feel rejected.
And what does that look like? She says, "Why would I?" And you're thinking, she rejected me again. She's rejecting me again. Now what you described, like, look, you're answering the question, why would she?
I'm answering?
Yeah, your response and attitude, what you just shared, you're answering the question. She says, "Why would I?" And you're giving her the answer with your attitude, your disappointment. Right. I mean, she's at a concert. She looks at you and it's like, oh, concert him.
Right.
I mean, there you are, just not taking it well, and she knows you.
Not at all. At all.
Okay, so she's rejecting me again. Okay, and your question was, you asked her, does she want to work on the relationship? You're believing she rejected you again. Now, who would you be without the thought when she says, when you say, I want her to work on the relationship? I want you to work on, do you want to work on the relationship? Who would you be without the thought she's rejecting me? Listen to her question. Why would I? Would you be without the thought she's rejecting me? Listen to the music. Look at her. Look at that woman you love. Without the thought she's rejecting me again. She's asking you a simple question. Who would you be without the thought she's rejecting me again?
But let her be. So I could let her be, and I could appreciate her and not insist in something different. I could see her, and I could see myself.
And you could hear her question, why would she? So answer it now, why would she want to work on it with you again? Why would she? You're giving her every reason in that situation why she wouldn't.
Right.
Now get sane. In other words, who would you be without the thought she's rejecting me again? That is to get sane. Now just be in that situation without the thought she's rejecting me, and answer the question, her question, why would she? Work on that relationship to be with you again.
I have no answer, I guess. Like, I don't know.
But you expect her to know? What, you don't know? Now, honey, what are your qualities? Number one, you love her.
Right.
I'm assuming that. Okay, that's one.
Well, I love her.
Look at your qualities. Some of us have really hard time owning our qualities. Look at your quality as a husband. Were you married?
Yeah.
Look at your qualities as a man, as
I'm
a good man.
I'm a good father. I'm a good provider. I'm in my capacity. I'm there for her. I went there to look for her, basically, and I did the best that I could to do that.
That may not be what she's looking for. The last example.
Right.
She goes to a concert to have a good time, and then you show up, wanting to know, do you want to work on the relationship?
So, I'm loyal. I'm loving. What's other? Like, I'm still there. Like, after all this time, I'm still willing. And I guess...
Willing, or do you still love her?
I still love her.
Yeah, so see, there's a really good reason. Keith, honey, my thing just won't stop flipping out. Now I'm hitting the little green page at the bottom again, and then the two black things pop up, the screens. I'm hitting the one on the left, and it gives me what I'm looking for. No, it just popped out again. Okay, now it's giving me what I need on my thing, but now it popped out again. So what do I do, sweetie?
I'm on my way. I'm not sure what's happening. Yep.
It has to do with those three little dots at the top. Is that?
It doesn't sound like it.
Okay. Okay, so we'll just keep doing what we're doing. So she said, why would I? I love, if it's true, providing for you. I'm a good father. I love you. Anything else?
I'm willing to work at it.
I'm willing to work at it. Anything else?
Yeah, I guess the willing to work at it is really, like, I know I mess up and thing to work at it.
And what is the it you're willing to, what does that look like?
Well, I guess like the controlling issue, like that moment is a big example of it.
Okay, so I'm willing to work on my control issues. Do I have that?
Right.
Okay, now I think you're onto something. When she says, why would I? So that's something you can address, sweetheart. You can address that. You can address that. It's evident, that could be the big one.
Is that like a worksheet I should do on myself and that?
The more worksheets you do, the less fear you're gonna have, which leave no need to control. Control issues are all about fear. If I'm trying to control someone, it's like I'm fearful of what's going to happen if I lose control. It's like a competition. I want to be my own.
And it's never enough. It's always. So any worksheet I do on any issue is gonna.
Yeah, like how do you react when you believe the thought? On control issues. I'm right, you're wrong. This is the best. Your opinion doesn't top my opinion. I'm right. Every time you step into a worksheet and get to how do I react when I believe the thought in that situation with her, you're going to see specifically your control issues. What you say, what you do, your attitude. Everything, you get to see what she's been living with. And you see it yourself, because when you're in doing that control thing, you're really standing in a good man's position. I mean, you have all kinds of reasons why you're doing it, but then there's the other person. And you have to override that. That's a control issue. It's really something these worksheets can really give you. How to notice when you're threatened, how you react when you believe the thought. You move into control issues, and then you validate them. The ego gives you a reason why you're right, even though it hurts you more than it hurts me, probably. I'm right, you're wrong.
And that's the how do I feel all the time, right?
When
I believe.
When there's a difference of opinion.
Right. And that would be a judgment, basically. If I'm judging someone, it's because there's a difference of opinion.
This isn't something that that I figure out. This is something that shows up when I'm doing my work. Now, notice how you react when you believe the thought, she rejected me again. Be there now. And look at your attitude shift. It's like you just shut down?
No, enraged, like I
Rage.
felt like, yeah.
Yeah, you believe the thought, she rejected me again, and then the rage comes up. And where does that rage come from? It's like all the the providing and all of it is to compensate for what you can't give her. And that what you can't give her yet is to take care of your control issues. So let's continue. And you can see specifically. Oh, I think Keith's here. So here, sweetie, it hasn't popped since I said, and it'll probably pop again. So let's look at number 2 in that situation. What do you want? And Keith, you're an ace. Thanks. Oh, you're going to wait till... Okay, so just be comfy.
I want her to be with me, to be my partner.
Okay. She just said, why would I? You want to be with her. Is it true? Even though she's the mother of your child. This is about you. You want to be with her. You may be someone that just thinks it's the right thing to do, and that's not right or wrong. It's just that you want to be with her. Is it true?
No.
If you could, wow. Yeah, she brings up your control issues, and that's really painful. You take care of your control issues, and wow, honey. Maybe it's not her you end up with, but you take care of your control issues, and you'll like the man you live with. We don't have to have control to make change in the world. So she said, I want her to be with me. Is it true? I hear your no. So just be with that. No, you're asking her for something you don't even want. Because you're a good man, we think that's what good men do, and we've got control issues. One reason you might not want to be with her is you haven't taken care of them yet, and you're just going to take it to the next relationship anyway. That's how that is. So you want her to be with you again. Is it true? I hear your no. Are you still there?
Yes. I don't really see her and appreciate her. Yeah. I don't really see her.
You know, what I see happening is you're becoming a really good friend, but you don't want to be with her. And that certainly makes great parenting for two people that are raising the same child and end up with different partners. It leaves you free to care about her, parent, and meet other people that you could potentially really care about. But to my mind, it won't last long with your control issues unless you both just love the the passion that arises, that I'm right, no, you're right, and you're wrong. Some people love to throw things, and then it can be chaos bliss.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have to, live with guilt. So it doesn't work in the long run. Okay, because guilt. Oh boy, and I could talk a lot about that, but we all know what that is, what guilt feels like. I want her to be with me. Now, who would you be without that thought when she says, why would I? So just be at that concert. She said, why would I? Who would you be without the thought, I want to be with her? You're more enlightened now. You don't want to be with her. So
I could start seeing her and listening to what she's really saying and inquire about a reason for both, I guess.
Don't guess. This is...
I could start seeing her and listening without my story. I could be present and inquire into why would we, instead of just believing that story that I want her to be with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you feel the connection. See how you're not separate. It's like there's some connection going on. She's asking the question, and you're really getting in touch.
Listening.
As you contemplate her question, that's listening.
I wouldn't be defensive or controlling. I could be unburdened of that belief and set it down.
Yeah, look at and hear the music and be at the concert. That's a really good question. I'm going to look into that. Wow. You're really growing me, and boy, we've had a good run and we've got a great kid. And consider, I'll consider, why would you? When I look at my control issues and you see how it's, let's look at 3. Let's go to 3. And that situation to get what you want, which is you want her back. Well, you don't, but you thought you did. What advice would you offer her in that state of mind when you want her to be your partner?
Well, she should prioritize her family.
Is that true? It assumes that she's not.
Right, it's not true.
She is prioritizing her family. She has you in one category. She looks back at someone who has, she doesn't win a lot with. He doesn't listen a lot to her. He controls somewhat. She should prioritize her family. Turned around, I should.
I should prioritize my family.
Yeah. She'll be your family as long as she lives. That's the mother of your child. If you never see her again, if you ever have opportunity, she's the mother of your child.
Right.
Oh my goodness. I divorced my children's father, and God, there's no one I know that would not have agreed with me and they did agree with me on, oh my gosh. And then this work found me. Oh, the grief. I experienced. He was not who I believed him to be. And what that gave me was him back into my life. So now we were a family again, even though I was married to someone else. And he died last year, and we all grieved together. He's my beloved, the father of my children. They don't have to be careful about the way they talk about him or loved him or got angry with him, and be sensitive around Mom. We all loved him equally and still do. And that's just not going to change. Family. She should prioritize her family. Turn around, I should.
I should prioritize
my
family.
And begin in the situation. She asks a question, she's at the concert, and if she, and it leaves you to get back with her, to her with your list of why she wouldn't. And don't make it anything that isn't authentic from you. Don't take the list on like you're a bad guy, because you're not. We all have issues. We all have that in common. But just what you can own, like number one, you have control issues. So you can understand why she might not want to be
right.
And why she might not want your child to be with you as much as you really deserve. But she doesn't want control issues lashed onto him.
No, that's not an issue. Like, yeah.
Okay. So she should prioritize her family. I should. She should prioritize me as her family.
She should prioritize me as her family.
Okay, so a turnaround like that just doesn't work for me, because that is who she prioritizes in her life. That is not my business. I have no control over that. I just need to prioritize my family. And that way we live as examples that no one has to benefit from. It's just to live what I want others to live. But this is for me and my own happiness. What the world may benefit from in me is not anywhere in what I live. I just live doing the right thing for me, and as it happens, people benefit around me.
So I should prioritize me in the sense as I should look into my issues that are holding me back.
Yeah, and if you want to be in touch with those, you could ask her to make a list. You know, what is it about me that you least appreciate in our relationship? And then she'll give you she'll maybe send you the list, and it'll give you some excellent worksheets to do on her. And then notice how you react when you believe the thought, just like we're doing here. Oh, Keith is going to love this. He left, and so it starts flipping again. Oh. So Patrice, send Keith back, honey, when he gets there. Okay, so she should prioritize her family. I should prioritize my family, and she should not prioritize her family, meaning including me, even though she probably will.
Yeah, because that's her business. However she does it, it's not mine. right?
If she's throwing a birthday party for your child, it doesn't mean she has to invite you. She's throwing the party. She gets the guest list.
Right.
Until the child's old enough to make their own guest list. Okay, honey, let's look at 4. So in that situation, what do you need her to think, say, feel, or do for you to be happy?
I need her to accept me.
Is it true? Be there in the concert with her in that situation, anchor there. To be happy, you need her to accept you. Is it true?
No.
Listen to the music. Just look at the people around you. To be happy, you need to accept you. Is it true?
No.
So just be there. No, your happiness does not depend on any other human being. No one can. Why? Because no one can give us that. It's close to joy that the ego gets is it gets what it thinks it wants, and then there's no end to it. It seems.
Yeah.
I need her to accept me, turn around. I need me to accept her.
I need to accept her.
No matter what her choices are as far as partners.
Right.
That's a big one. That's the end of jealousy or hurt or pain. To be happy for her, the happier she is, the better off your child.
Right. And the freer I'm
to live again, have a full life again. And you're not losing her. You know, my ex-husband is married and he's dying in his in his home with his wife and stepkids and all 3 of his kids, and they when my kids call me and as he's dying and puts the phone there, and I said, oh hello honey, oh hello, and he said, I love you so much, and I've always loved you, and I always will. And for him, that's no one changed but me. And in turn, that shifted. It shifts families. We don't have to live with someone to love them. And respect them and admire them for those things that we authentically love and admire. Oh, and I could say so much more. Let's look at 5.
She is self-centered.
In that situation, is it true? She said, why would I? And you didn't even hear the question, that the question required an honest answer. You know, and how could you? You know, it's where you were at the time. She's self-centered. Be there now. Is it true?
No.
Oh, how did you see that?
Because I'm the one interfering. Like I'm the one out of sorts. And, like everybody's dancing and looking at the performers, and I'm the only one pressing my self-agenda and my issues.
You're concert-centered and you're self-centered.
Right. Yeah, and I'm not hearing what she's saying either. So yeah, I am self-centered. She's not.
You're self-centered in that situation.
That situation. I am self-centered.
You think I'm selfish, and it's like forever, and no, in that situation, when you get that, you can see that you're not always self-centered, that it's a sometimes.
Right.
I mean, the way you have supported your family and been a good husband. This is just, and we're just looking at the sometimes, and those sometimes are they're big deal. She's self-centered in that situation, turned around. I am
self-centered in that situation.
So in that situation, she is self-centered. No, she's concert-centered.
Right.
Yeah, so I'll let you see that the way you do, because I'm sitting in, am I no, I'm at the concert. That was my decision, and then you came in. So, yeah.
Right.
Concert-centered. Okay, but I did give you a good question to work with. Why would I?
Right.
Yeah, that's, oh boy, what a gift. Such an honest question. So, let's look at 6. So far, so good. It only happens when you're gone, Keith. Okay. So, let's look at 6. What is it you never want to experience again?
Her rejection.
She rejected you, is it true?
No.
She asked you a question. And then your head did all the rest. It took control. And then it blamed her. It's confusion. And some of these things you can share with her. Meaning, I apologize for approaching you at the concert when you were there to enjoy it, and what I appreciated is that you were kind enough, to give me a question I've been working with, and I'm really grateful for that.
Right.
That's what I call living turnarounds. Self-realization until it's lived. It's like Zippo. Just, we're wiser, but until we live it out, it's not embodied the way the ego can live in itself out of the take in the enlightened mind until it's so clear and bright that you can't even, it's like the ego's unrecognizable because you're just loving what is. It's simple, loving what is your life. So I'm looking forward to, I don't ever want her to reject me again. I'm looking forward to
her rejection. I'm looking forward to her rejection.
Looking forward to her rejecting me again. Use your words, the ones on paper. Every word valuable.
Looking forward for her to reject me again.
Good. Okay. So, yeah, because that little pumpkin can give you some worksheets.
Right.
And if you never saw her again, living with her, in the length of time you live with her, she has given you a lot of worksheets.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're all in you. Honey, you are one courageous, open-minded dear.
Thank you.
Wow. Well, I'm just, let's hear from Anna, takeaway. And Andre, thank you for being our teacher today. I'm just really moved. Anna. Hi, sweetie. Oh, your sound. Oh, no sound. We'll go to Ellen while you work on your sound, honey. Ellen.
Hi, thank you. I noticed without, I just noticed that I laughed a lot. And, what it basically came to me is like, if it wasn't so painful, it becomes so funny.
Yeah, it's like we do these worksheets out of pain, and then we go...
Yeah, and of course I feel the pain too for the other person. As in like, oh, how awful. But if you, with the work, you just take such a massive distance.
Yeah.
And then it becomes, you can just feel the whole worksheet crumble as you go along. And so I will... sit with that a little bit more, with the hilariousness in it, in a way, as in, oh, what do we do to ourselves with my own worksheet too?
Yeah, and it shows up there, and we can't change what we're unaware of.
Yeah.
And then we do a worksheet, and awareness happens, and shifts take place automatically because we're awake.
And then you actually can see the other person so well.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, of course she or he wasn't gonna say yes to me, or
That was such a good worksheet. I loved it. Of course, I love them all, but that was, the last one is always my favorite.
To be willing to experience. Yeah, totally. So, not laughing at it because it's all so painful. It's so hurtful.
Yeah.
But with that, the work creates the distance, and with that space for some lightness, I guess, the lightness to bring that into it.
Yeah, we come out of a worksheet with self-awareness, but we can't. Yeah, and we can laugh, and we're more aware, and then we live these turnarounds to keep it fresh. Oh, thank you, honey. Bill.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Hi guys. I just want to really acknowledge Andre and what he's been going through. It's so familiar, and what I mean by that, it took me 20 years into my fourth marriage to begin to get a handle on this syndrome, on this wanting to be somebody in my marriage. And when, by the grace of God, I began to get that handle on it and was willing to let go of those things that filled up my worksheet, that death of somebody was just like what seemed to be so difficult. Now it's like it's so easy. It's a little bit hyperbole. It's not always easy, right? It's not always easy. But
the things that used to be really difficult. Some of them are just like even laughable.
Exactly.
Like they go on ease to, oh my gosh.
Exactly. So I'm so, what's the word, like proud of Andre that he wants to do the worksheet and he wants to see you and he wants to get to the bottom of this, because it really, it just gets easy.
Yeah. And all of you out there, if you think you need me to do a worksheet, just remember Andre. The answers came from him, and it was wonderful for me, the two of us sitting in it, and all of us together. But oh boy, it's nothing. Boy, to be alone in it. He sure gave us a look into how to focus there and be authentically honest. Lori. Yeah. Thank you, Bill.
Yeah.
Lori.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
The takeaway was actually for, is it Namet, for your first person? Mm-hmm. Your work has helped me so very much not be a terrorist in my own mind.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. It's just find the world that way.
I mean, life-changing, because I would worry about so many things, from political stuff to World War III. I mean, anything.
Yeah.
And that's how my mind just worked. And I was listening to one of your podcasts, and that piece of gold is so applicable to so many situations, and especially right now. I think if Namet could share that with people, I just want to say thank you for that, and that is, whenever I start to really get anxious about something or some situation that's out of my control, it's future, past future, that I have a lot. I hear your voice in my head, and I hear that you're just being a terrorist in your mind. And like the other woman that just on, it's laughable. It becomes laughable, and then that quiet just lets us be free. So thank you.
Thank you for expressing all of that. With Namet's work today too, and listening to you, it is her father just elated, hands in the air, the election went his way, and then she's fearful, and let's say does a worksheet, and then it all shifts, and that connection with your family happens again. And we watch that somewhat, that shift.
Yeah. I saw it in her.
Yes, and worksheets, the way they happen, and let's say everything she feared came to be. She doesn't have to say to her father, I told you so, that's, it's all your fault, you made this happen, you're just, all of that. She's got clearly people who can love each other. Her mind can be open to it. After this worksheet, I don't even have the words for it, but we can comfort as opposed to be comforted. And we're comforted when we're comforting others.
Yeah.
We're comforting others when we're living out of wisdom. That's just a duh.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything less than that is separation, and it's, if things go exactly the way she feared,
then she's right.
we're different, yeah, but it's a separator, but it didn't happen then. It happened originally with what we looked at today.
Yeah, and then just one other thing too, is what it brought up for me too, is that do you want to be right or do you want to be free? And I love that with you, and what that I learned from you. So
it's like, if you had to make a choice, would you rather be right or free?
Free.
Oh,
Amen.
honey. Oh,
That's wonderful. Thank you. I won't take any more of your time.
Oh, honey. Oh, it's just a pleasure. Lori.
Thank
you. Clyde. Hey, Clyde. Oh, your sound, sweetie. Your sound.
How about now? Is that better?
That's it.
All right, I'm glad. First of all, let me thank you for growing through what you've gone through to present to us, to be the truest version of who it is that we really are, and for the people who actually came on and spoke. So with that being said, my man Andre, that's the name, and the young lady that came on first, it made me stop and look and see, can I celebrate somebody else's win without denying my own win? That's the first thing. Can I use that as a reflection to look at me and see how I'm judging and how that judgment prevents me from that exuberant feeling? I want to feel good. I want to feel good.
Yeah, and love is what gives us that. It's feeling good is the absence of suffering.
Exactly. And to know that that's a possibility for you and for everyone else.
Yeah.
And let me go to Andre real quick. My man, speaking as a divorced man and understanding and reflecting who it is that I am and who was I when I first went into that relationship, who was it that I was as I was going through it, and who was it as I was at the end of it. And did I grow? Did I learn? Did I keep the fingers pointed out knowing there was 3 fingers pointing back at me? And the reminder of that saying, hey, before you can judge somebody else, take that big giant beam that's out your own eye first. And to stand and say, I'm not even realizing my control. Am I in control or am I controlling? And oftentimes when we get to that state, it's really about that fear. So I had to ask myself the same question. What fears did I really have that I was from in my ego? So again, for you standing up and saying that, I commend you. Whether or not it's all done or not, we're a work in progress. It takes time.
We're true. Oh, I love school so much. We're here in a kind of paradise. There's only one problem. What are we thinking and believing here? And to wake up to reality is to have the freedom to just serve others that aren't quite there yet, without even speaking a word, just to necessarily, but just to live it. Clyde, thank you, honey. Thank you for your wisdom and your experience. You know a little something because you've been a few places.
Thank you. I appreciate the time. And Andre, keep growing, man. Keep growing. See y'all.
Adorn. Hey, Adorn. Is that how you say your name, honey?
Yes, it's Adorn.
Again?
Adorn, yeah.
Adorn, hi.
Yeah. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Hi. Yes, so I'm glad to attend this session. So far, my takeaways, I think mainly there are 2. Number 1, I think I can relate to, is that Andres or Andreas? Okay. I can relate that sometimes also I have got that character of controlling. So I think what has come clear to me is that any control, it's out of fear. And now another point that came clearly in relation to fear is like living something that will go wrong in the future, living it now. And then I was asking myself, what could be the opposite of fear? So I discovered that the opposite of fear could be faith. And then faith is living the better future. living it now. So what came into my mind was that I have a choice to live a fear-based life and or faith-based life. But that almost to a great extent depends on fear-driven thoughts or faith-driven thoughts. So that's what came clear to my mind as I was listening. Yeah. I think there is another part that also came clear to me was, I think it should be Kate when was sharing, she was about to cry. And then during the process, there were also some moments of laughing, moments of smiling, and moments of shifting in the mood. So what came into my mind was, what's making her to change in the mood? So then I realized that when we are changing the thoughts, how we think, then we are also changing how we feel. So that gives me a great insight to say that we are responsible for our own happiness, but also responsible for our own misery by simply choosing the type of thoughts that we think. So that's something so amazing to me. Thank you for that great work. Continue doing this great work, please.
Oh, honey, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. Oh gosh, what a crew we are. Anna.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, honey.
Oh, great. Hello, everyone. Andres, I'm so grateful for your work today. Oh my God. Rejection is one of the most topic I work on for the last month. And what I loved about your work was when you ask yourself, is it true that you want to be with her? And it was just no. And
wasn't that extraordinary?
And you weren't even surprised. I was like,
we can fight all our lives to be with someone and not realize, oh my gosh.
Yes. And I could so relate to it because I sometimes discovered it in my rejection work too, that I turn where I feel rejection, I turn to it because there's something that I have to change it. Everyone needs to love me, or this person has to love me. Rejection cannot be, and I don't ask myself if I want that. Because, and it struck me, and I loved it, and I'm so glad that you shared it. Thank you so much for your courage. It meant a lot.
And wasn't he courage? The courage and the transparency. I think it just blew all of us. Yeah. Oh my gosh, the transparency that he exhibited.
And with the controlling thing, you're totally not alone.
Oh,
I love you so much, everyone. I love this community.
Yeah. Okay, dears. Andres and Nimit, thank you for being our teachers today and for enlightening all of us and with your courage and your open, selfless minds. Oh boy, so good. And thanks to your contributions, our plan is to be back here every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So see you tomorrow. I love you tomorrow. As I love today.
May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are part of something beautiful. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are part of something beautiful. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are part of something beautiful. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are a part of something beautiful. And I thought that I saw a light shine. I thought I saw a light shine. Yes, I thought that I saw a light shine. I think I see a light shine now. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are a part of something beautiful. May the grace of God be with you always in your heart. May you know the truth inside you from the start. May you find the strength to know you are a
Recording stopped.
Situation, time, and place.